Coach, it is President's Day. Ha ha ha. What do you do on a President's Day, folks? I'm wondering what your President's Day is going to look like. If you work for the government, you're probably chilling. But if you work for those stingy companies, am I allowed to say that word? Let's have some mercy on the companies, right? They need to make some money, don't they? So if you're working for one of those companies that isn't on holiday, you're probably in the office right now. Some of my students are off. Just got off a call with one of my students who's going to take the book, put it in a chokehold. A book that looks like this. Speaking of which, Saturday we're going to start our PMBOK Guide 6th edition training. So if you are not on that course, you want to sign up. Did I see Kyle just get by my screen just now? Kyle, you're studying. Good job. I'm glad to see that. Those of you who aren't hitting the books, you should be. This is an opportunity. You know, if you work for the government, then you've got that time off. Hey, I'm going to do a very quick, very quick reward for anyone who can guess. There's something I want you to guess. Let me see if I can get it to play. I want you guys to tell me whose voice this is. The first person to send in an email to IamAsuccess@praizion.com who can guess this voice is going to get my 6-hour audio CD set.
Financial newspaper and magazine I could get my hands on. From them, I picked up what deals worked and which failed and why.
Send an email to IamAsuccess@praizion.com. If you get this person's voice right, you're going to get my 6-hour audio set. And it's the first person who chats in. One more time.
What I read. I learned, for instance, about Pepsi's.
Okay. That's one of America's gurus, business gurus. If you can remember where you heard that voice, send me a message. It's not someone affiliated with a PMI, I'll tell you that much. All right, send it to IamAsuccess@praizion.com. All right, I hope you guys are having a great day. Now, this is especially for people who have been struggling with the PMBOK Guide. I want to give you some very quick tips on how to study, because I find a lot of people getting into the exam and saying, Phil, it was a bloodbath. They were all over me. There was no way I was going to come out alive. And I'm like, why? They're like, the questions were situational. And I begin to see that a lot of folks, they don't study in a situational manner. You know, they're plowing through the content, just going through, getting knowledge, but they're not really thinking about the application of knowledge. So the way you can apply this knowledge sensibly is to put yourself in a scenario for every single one of those processes, whether it's the 47 or the 49 on the 6th edition, right? 6th edition is 49 processes. 5th edition is 47. So for the 47 processes or the 49 processes, put yourself in a real world scenario. Develop project charter. Have I ever developed a charter? If not, you need to immerse yourself in the world of developing a charter and ask yourself, what tools and techniques would I be using? Why would I be using this? And describe a scenario. Okay, the company has come out with a directive for me to work on a project, new initiative. Imagine yourself working on a document that would authorize you. Imagine yourself working on a document with someone who would be a project sponsor. And try to put yourself in a scenario where you're using facilitation techniques or interpersonal skills, and think about the dynamics. For me, I go back to my days at a well-known aerospace firm, and I had 7 different stakeholders, all very important on this project. And I can imagine me trying to work out a charter with them in a meeting, because they're all equal stakeholders and they all want something from the project. But I can imagine myself in a room and using my facilitation techniques or skills or meeting management skills to develop the charter. You see, if you are on the 6th edition, you've obviously seen that business documents comes up. Your business case, right? Your benefits management plan, how you're going to realize the benefits and reap the benefits and manage the benefits. Think about it. How would I do that in my today project? Think about it. And develop project management plan. Have you developed a project management plan with different moving parts? I mean, I can remember, again, in a not aerospace firm, but it's a firm that's involved in flying folks around the world. And I can imagine doing that because I actually have done that. Every subsidiary plan was a physical plan, and these were all put into a binder and they sat on my desk there in Tempe, Arizona. It was a project management plan, but I can imagine it. I can visualize it. Now, in instances where you cannot say, I've done that in the past, you have to be creative. Think about it, right? If you've not collected requirements, force yourself to imagine yourself collecting requirements and using those tools and techniques and deriving that output. You see, there are some folks who have done certain aspects of project management, but they've not done every single one of the 47 or the 49. So I'm encouraging you, as you read the PMBOK guide for your exam, put yourself into the scenario. Collect requirements. Can I visualize myself doing it? Force yourself to. I also want you to try to find every single ITTO that you read about. Go to this website. It's from the CDC. I've said it so many times. It's a great website, but hey, it's a government-owned website. We might as well use some of that money, right? Some of our taxes. Go to tiny.cc /sigmapmo. The last time I checked, it was working. tiny.cc /sigma, as in Six Sigma, PMO, all one word. If you go there, you should be able to see the Center for Disease Control and Prevention's PMO portal. It's fantastic. And I've actually referred tons of students to it. A lot of students who have gotten certified have used the CDC's PMO portal based on my recommendation to find business cases, project charters, requirements, documents, stuff like that. So I want to encourage you to go ahead and do that. Check this out because it will really help you in your prep. It's one thing to read the long description in the PMBOK guide, but it's another thing to actually see this stuff at work. I would also encourage you to Google ASQ's website, asq.org. But here's the cool thing. If you're looking for a particular tool or technique of quality, and you Google ASQ quality tools, for example, or ASQ control chart, in one of the searches, you're going to see an example, not like those pie in the sky type of examples, something real. ASQ site is pretty cool. When it comes to the interrelationship diagraph or relational diagram or whatever it is, you can find very cool examples on ASQ's website. So, two things. Build a scenario in your head for every one of the 47 or every one of the 49. I'm doing control procurement. There's an inspection and audits. What would that look like in my world today? Can I put myself into that world? And if not, you need to come out of your current project and put yourself into a different project, a home improvement project, for example. Immerse yourself into the world of the PMBOK guide because you can read it all day long, folks. If you don't make it real to you, it's going to be hard when you see those questions on the exam saying, Johnny is a project manager in a company. He's doing a product analysis. What should he do next? Or Johnny's in a company. He's putting together a document that filters out the requirements to include on the project. Which process is he in? If you haven't made defined scope real to you, on the exam, it's going to be as abstract as ever. So this is a challenge. Every one of those 49, and hey, make this a forum. If you want to share some of your outrageous scenarios, do it. I've got some really ridiculous scenarios that I'm creating for my students based on this. It's based on my book called The Time Machine Project. It's about a crazy professor building a time machine. But I've got a lot of scenarios built around developing a time machine. So I expect you to come out with different scenarios, building a house or doing something crazy or abstract. Make it fun, but make it true to the PMBOK guide. Okay? All of the different aspects of the processes, the 47, the 49, bring them out in your scenarios. Interviews, focus groups, facilitated workshops, validated changes, product analysis, whatever it is you're looking at. Make it real, folks. All right? And that's all I've got for now. I hope you are going to chat in and tell me the mystery voice. The mystery voice that I played for you a few seconds ago. I can't even get him anymore. He's gone. Oh, there he is.
As part of a formal program. Those official mentors teach you the company ropes.
All right. I am a success at Praizion.com. If you can get that voice, first person gets my 6-hour audio set for the PMP exam based on the 5th edition. All right. So you're asking me for some advice, and I'm sorry because it's flashing by really quickly. So someone wants some advice for new PMP students. That is exactly it, folks. If you can take this book, right, and make it pragmatic, which means don't just take, develop project chart and say, okay, that's what they say it is. No, create a scenario. Create a scenario. How would you see a project charter coming into being? You're in a company and the company says, we need a PC refresh. We're using Windows 2000. We need to upgrade. You are going to be the project manager. Can you imagine what a charter would look like? How many departments do you have? How many locations? You're the project manager. It's a worldwide project. Maybe you now have to put on your hat based on chapter 1 here and say, hey, wait a minute. That's not a project. That's a program. And I want you to develop a scenario. You are a project manager within that program. What does it look like? You know, what does the charter look like? Hey, go to tiny.cc. This is the best advice, folks. If you are a new PMP or new PMP student, go to tiny.cc/sigmapmo. Download those Word documents, those Excel docs. And the folks who did this job, they did a really phenomenal job in just compiling all of this information, because to get information like that, you need to be a member of the PMI to get it from the PMI. And it costs money. But with the CDC, it's there. It's government. It's for free. All right? I'm going to drop one more piece of gold. This is a lump of gold. Department of Energy, they have got some phenomenal, for the most part, there are a few things that need a little bit of a tweak. But for the most part, they have got a very concise breakdown of earned value management, one of the most dreaded topics of PMP exam students. Go to Google and type in Department of Energy, EVM, or Earned Value Management Tutorials. For anyone that isn't into the world of earned value, taking a look at these PDFs or PPTs, I think it will make it very, very real to you what exactly earned value is by looking at visuals and examples. Okay, so those are 2 lumps of gold I've dropped for you. CDC's website, Department of Energy, their PowerPoint slides. I think they were created by Booz Allen. They did quite a good job. There are a few things that are not totally in line. For example, we don't call work packages tasks. You might want to look out for that. But beyond a few little quirks in the terminology, it is quite a good presentation, and it's free. You know, I'm all about getting you stuff as much as I can for free. Last tip, if you are a PMP student, you want to sign up for our group, savageonsaturday.com. It's one of the best PMP groups to belong to, because you know me, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell it to you like it is. All right? I'm going to tell you if you're ready or not for the test. And I'm going to give you all sorts of ideas on how to study. And it's all free on savageonsaturday.com. It's called Savage on Saturday because we have our study group on Saturday and we go all out to unravel the PMBOK guide. All right? I have a student coaching session coming up in the next few minutes, so I am going to have to hop off. But I wish you a lovely rest of the day. Those of you celebrating President's Day, those of you who aren't, still have a great day, and I'll see you later on. Bye for now. Be good.